Hey folks, Bridges here. The point of this video today is to help you walk through creating a successful dovetail joint for your CO2 Dragster. Even when you design the dovetail joints to be perfect on Fusion, because of the 3D printers are not super precise and accurate, they're going to come out a little bit larger, so they're not going to fit perfectly. So to remedy that, we're going to design the female portion of the dovetail joint to be just a little bit bigger. And that's what we're going to do today. So that way when it prints, it's going to fit perfectly. So join me in Fusion, create a new sketch. It doesn't really matter the plane that we're sketching on, but I chose the front plane. I'm going to start by making a 2-point rectangle that is lined up with the origin. So I'm hovering on my origin, and I'm going to go out here to the left. Oops, I should probably first turn my document settings and change my units to millimeters. I think you should too. Now I'm ready to create my first rectangle that is, I hover on the origin and then I move out to the left, I don't know, about that far or so. Okay. I'm going to draw my rectangle by clicking once and then moving and clicking again. Now I'm not so worried about the width because this is here to represent half of your car. So it's going to be quite a bit longer. Okay. I'm just going to do a short piece just to demonstrate. But the height is what I'm worried about. So I'm going to hit the tab button to go over and highlight the height of the rectangle. The tab button switches that dimension. And I'm going to put in a dimension of 24 millimeters. Okay. I can make my piece a little bit shorter this way if I want. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring it all back over to closer to the origin, right around here. Okay. Now you can see when I moved this, it became not even. So to make that even, I'm going to choose this horizontal vertical. Okay. And I'm going to choose this corner and make it horizontal with the origin. So there we go. We're locked in and it's 24 millimeters tall. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come out here to the side. I'm going to move my dimension for just a moment. We're going to come out here to the side of the rectangle, even with it. So hover here at the corner and come over just some distance like this. And let's just draw a vertical line straight up about this tall. As a matter of fact, it should be 16 tall. And I'm going to move my dimension out of the way once again, like that. Okay. Now the space in between here should be 8. So I'm going to dimension the space between this line and this line should be 8. Okay, we're getting close. Finally, we're going to draw an angled line, angled from here down. And we don't really care about the length of the line, so we're going to leave that as what it is. We're not going to enter a value there, but we are going to press tab and we're going to put in, we want it to be 45 degrees and it's given us 135. So you can either type in 135 or you can just make the line an arbitrary length and angle like that. And then you can come back in and dimension it afterwards. So that the angle between here and here is 45. And if you did it the original way, that means the angle between here and here, well, that's also 45. I don't know where I was getting the 135 from, but it's all good. It's all good. So at this point, we've got half of the male piece drawn in. You know what? I think we should probably extend this line right here to connect them on the bottom. There we go. Now we've got a full enclosed shape. You see that? If you like, you can use the trim tool to trim this little piece off here, and you can trim this little piece off here. That looks nice and neat, but it's absolutely not necessary. At this point, we're going to mirror this shape over its baseline. So if you are familiar with the mirror part of the mirror tool, it's a sketch tool. We'll click mirror, and then it asks us which objects in the sketch do you want to mirror, and we're going to choose side, top, side, angle, side. Those 5 lines. The mirroring line, which we're going to mirror it over, is the baseline. So that's where we need to choose our mirror line picker. And now choose the baseline to be the mirror line. See what it does? You say, okay. Now we're going to repeat that process over on the right for the female part. That was pretty easy. Let's just do it again. So we'll start at the origin. It shouldn't really matter. You can go to the right of the origin if you have space over there. It should be on the x-axis. That's what's important. And the width, once again, we don't worry about the width, but we do worry about the height. So I'm going to tab, and I'm going to put in a height of 1/4 millimeter taller than the other one. So this one should be, I take that back. The overall should be the exact same dimension, 24. Once again, I'm going to move this dimension out of the way. Now I'm going to start drawing the female recess for the male part. Okay. So we'll start by doing a line. I'm going to come out to the left. I'm going to start on the origin, actually. I'm going to start on the corner of my rectangle. And I'm going to come up a distance of 16.25. So 1/4 millimeter larger than its corresponding mate. That's important. Our old one was 16, the male was 16, the female 16.25. Now, a line down at an angle. It's supposed to be 45. It's taking it off of the horizontal, so that's where the 135 is coming from. I'm just gonna click in neither of those. I'm just gonna make what looks like a 45, and then I'm gonna come in afterwards and dimension it. The angle between this and this should be, yes, you guessed it, 45. Okay. Now, this is the slightly tricky part, not hard at all. We're going to dimension the x dimension from the end of that line to the side of our rectangle should be 8.1. Okay, I'm going to clean up some of my dimensions so they're not overlapping, so it's not confusing for you. Okay. At this point, we're just going to finish the shape off. So we go vertical. We want to make it line up with the top of the rectangle, so I'll just hover and trace. Close the shape. Once again, if you'd like to trim, you can trim this line. Not necessary, not needed. That's it, folks. Last thing we do. Who wants to tell me what we do next? That's right, we mirror. So we're going to use the mirror, and we're going to choose side, top, other top, side, angle, and vertical. And our mirror line, just like before, is the baseline. And there we have it. If you use these dimensions, which is a female slot that is a total of half of a millimeter larger in the Y dimension and 1/10 of a millimeter wider in the X direction. If you use these dimensions for your dovetail joint on your CO2 dragster, you should have a successful print every time. Thanks for watching.